In this video, I'll be going over the exact strategy that we use to book over 116 meetings in under 30 days for our agency. And this video is specifically going to be around how to turn a lead who is slightly interested, someone who you have contact with. How do you turn these people into bookings and then eventually into clients, and the exact system to do this? Because the thing is, when I first started out, what I used to do was whenever I would run campaigns and whenever I would speak to leads, speak to prospects, I would have these long conversations, talking about things that actually didn't matter, trying to get them onto a call, trying to turn the conversation into something that could actually get the booking in. What I would do is I would waste hours and hours creating replies to messages. Every single lead that I got, I would send out these campaigns, I would get a reply back, and I would, spend 30 minutes crafting a perfect response just for them to not book in, just for them to ignore all my emails. And the thing is, I would get these leads, I would have people to reach out to, but they wouldn't convert into bookings, right? So I had the people to reach out to, but I couldn't get them onto a call. And then because I couldn't get them onto a call, I couldn't sign them up as a client. And this gap was what stopped the growth of my agency for the longest time. And for many clients that I speak to, and again, we only work with marketing agencies, a lot of the clients that I speak to, they say the exact same thing, in that they may have a system to find leads, they may have a way to get in contact with people, they may even have a way to get the positive replies and get them interested, but then they still can't get this lead onto a meeting with them. So this video is going to share exactly how you can do this, how you can systemize this entire process, how you can even automate it, and how you can really ramp up your results. And even if you have leads that you reached out to in the past and you couldn't get onto a call, I'm going to share exactly how you can nurture these prospects, get them warmed up again, and then get them onto a call with you so that you can convert them into clients. So this genuinely can be the highest converting activity that you do, because the thing is, you already have the leads. You may already have conversations in place. You may already have warm prospects. It's just a matter of getting this final touch point, getting them onto a call, and then signing them up as a client. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. What we do is we help marketing agencies build out acquisition systems so that they can predictably book meetings every single month, predictably sign clients, and predictably generate revenue. And if you want more information on that, you can just check the link in the description. So the first key point that we need to understand is that if we're going to improve a system like what we're talking about now, so getting leads from interested to booking a meeting, so they may respond positively, they may be interested, they may say, yes, send more information, but how do we actually get them onto a call? We need to actually track what is our baseline, right? If we don't track our numbers, we don't know if we can actually improve. And an example of this was when I was first doing outreach for my agency, and I was doing all this through LinkedIn. So I would be sending voice notes to new prospects, and I would, make an offer, try and get them onto a call, and then sign them up as a client from there. And what I was doing was every single day I would send voice notes, religiously, on the hour, every single day. And I would get some responses, right? I would get some responses, and I would even get some bookings. But the thing is, I didn't track my numbers. So because of this, I would send these outreach messages and I would get some positive responses. But the thing is, when you do outreach, as you'll understand if you've done this, you're going to get negative responses too. You're going to get people saying, no thanks, that's all right. But you're also going to get people saying, never message me again. They're going to say, this is terrible, this is a bad approach. They're going to say all these things, spam me. And the thing is, these messages that you get in response back to what you said, these negative responses, they aren't an accurate reflection of reality, right? In the moment, it may feel terrible. You may get, anxiety, you may get nervous, you may feel terrible, but it doesn't mean you need to stop doing what you're doing. Because the thing is, because I didn't track my numbers, I would get these negative responses and I would think my outreach was terrible. I thought because one person said something bad that I had to change the entire system. But that's obviously not the case because I was booking meetings already. So as soon as I tracked the numbers, I realized that this system was extremely effective. I think our booking rate was around 10%. So 10% of people that I reached out to booked a meeting, right? That's insane. But because I got these negative responses and I didn't track my numbers at first, I wanted to change the entire system. I wanted to change the script. I wanted to change the process because one person said it was spammy. So the first thing we need to do is get a baseline on exactly what we're tracking. And if you're doing outreach in any area, so LinkedIn, Instagram, email, whatever it might be, these are the key numbers that you need to track. And what I'd recommend is you make a spreadsheet and you just track all these numbers in there. So every single day you just put in how many messages were sent, how many positive replies did you receive? How many bookings did you get? And how many of these bookings showed up on the call? And then from these key pieces of data, you can extrapolate other pieces of data like the positive reply rate. So what you would do is you would just divide the number of positive replies that you get by the number of messages sent. So if you got 10 positive replies and you sent 100 messages, your positive reply rate is 10%. right? And the same with bookings. So if you take the number of bookings that you got and divide that by the number of messages that you sent, you get your appointment booking rate. So for this system specifically, getting positive leads, getting engaged leads onto a booking, the key thing that we want to track is the number of positive replies and the percentage of those people that booked a meeting, right? It's very simple. So all we want to do is take the number of bookings that you've got and divide that by the number of positive replies that you got. And by doing this, you get a key metric called positive response to booking rate. And this is the absolute best indication of whether what you're doing in terms of your conversations with the leads, in terms of converting them into a booking, it's the absolute best indication of this. And in terms of baselines, ours is sitting at around 20 to 30% right now across our account and across our clients too. So this just means that 20 to 30% of people that reply positively, they book a meeting with us or with our clients if we're running their accounts, right? But until we know these numbers, we can't actually improve things, because let's say we did make some changes, we still don't know if it's better. We need some sort of number to actually compare it to. So the first thing that you need to do is get a baseline. Track all the positive responses that you got, track all the messages that you sent, track all the bookings that you got, and track all the number of bookings that showed up on the calls. Now, the next thing that you want to do is templatize your responses, because the thing is, you are speaking to leads and you're getting them onto calls. And the thing is, these leads that you're speaking to, they're only going to have a finite number of questions, and they're only going to have a finite, which means they're only going to have a few things that they could possibly say that would stop them from getting onto a call. And what I mean by this is that, to give an example, when I'm doing outreach, let's say I'm sending out emails and I say at the end of my email, would you be open to me sending some more info? And then they say yes. And then what I do is I send a mini pitch. So what we do is we help marketing agencies add an extra 50 to 100K. We do this by building out client acquisition systems so they can grow on a pay and results basis. Would you be open to getting onto a call so I can explain this in more detail? That's exactly what we say to prospects. And the thing is, after I make this mini pitch, people most likely are going to have objections. They're going to have questions. They want to make sure that it's actually worth their time to get onto the call. So what most people do in this situation, what I used to do at the start, was whenever I got a response, I treated it like it was a unique thing, right? I treated it like it needed a specific answer. Like I needed to craft a perfect email addressing every single concern that they had. So they would send an email in response. They'd be like, what's the price? How does it work? How long does it take to get started? Like 3 or 4 questions. And what I used to do in the past was I would literally answer every single question in absurd detail, paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. And I'd spend 30 minutes answering this and they just wouldn't book, right? They would see the message and they just still wouldn't book a time. And I'd follow up and they still wouldn't book. And I was like, why am I wasting all this time if they're just not going to book? And the thing is, the change that I made was templatizing every response. So the thing is, you're only going to get a certain number of types of responses. So if we think about it, if you offer more information and you offer, to get onto a call with them, they're either going to say yes, book me in straight away. Then they're going to ask, how does it work? Can you tell me more about the service? Can you give me more information? Then they're going to ask, do you have any case studies? Have you done this for people like us? And then they're going to ask about pricing. There's only 4, right? So if you only have 4 types of questions, then you only need 4 types of responses. So for every client that we manage, right? So we run their email accounts. For every account that we manage, we only have 4 responses. And if there's really a rare situation, we just have our SDR create a response like on the fly. But besides that, 95% of responses are just templatized. So for example, for the first one, if someone's looking to book in straight away, you just book them in, right? That one's pretty easy. Secondly, if they ask for more information or they want to know a bit more about the service, what you can make is a pre-drafted, a pre-created message that's around 3 to 4 paragraphs explaining what you do at a high level, and then saying that you'd love to give them a walkthrough on the call so you can go into a lot more detail. So you're incentivizing the call and then you get them on, right? Very easy. Same with pricing. Most likely going to ask, what's the guarantee? How do you charge? What's your pricing? Do you work on a pay and results basis? What you can do is you can create a templatized response. So you can say something like, hey, I totally understand the pricing is varied depending on the size of the client and what your goals are. So what we do is we get onto a call, figure out exactly where you are, where you're looking to go, and I can give you a walkthrough of our systems. And then at the end of it, I can make a custom proposal on how we can do this for you, right? That I just made up on the spot. But the thing is, you could make this once and then use it every single time that someone responds, right? So it's very easy to do. And then the same with case studies. So what you can do is if you're going to get asked for case studies, and if you're going to get asked for references too, you can make a pre-written response that just walks through, again, 2 or 3 paragraphs that just say, hey, we help this company to get this outcome in this time frame. We help this company to get this outcome in this time frame. this one, exact same thing. But then you would just say, I'd love to walk you through even more and give you a walkthrough of our system on a quick call. Would you be open to that? So now you've satisfied their answer, right? You've answered their question. And now you're saying, okay, if you want more, book a call. And now they know that it's worth their time. So by doing this, you streamline your efficiency. So you're getting things done faster. You can even automate this now because you can just get someone else in to do the job. But also you're getting better results because firstly, it's quicker, but also it's addressing the concern, it's addressing the answer. And the thing is, if you were to do this like on the fly and you had to do a custom response for every single person, it's going to take you so long, it's going to be so much effort that you're most likely going to put in less work to actually answer the questions properly because you have to type it out every time. So templatize your responses. What you can do is whatever you use, you can put it in a Google Doc, you can put it in your CRM. Everything has it very easy, same with Gmail. You can just pre-write responses and then bucket all the responses that you get into a certain few categories. And then it's very easy to do. And then the last thing that contributed to us booking over 100 meetings in 30 days and the system for doing that is nurturing prospects. So the thing is, in the past, what I used to do was when I did get a positive response, I would respond, I would follow up a couple of times, and if they didn't book a meeting, I would just leave them, to be honest. Like, I just assumed they weren't interested. And the thing is, over time, I accumulated this long list of all the people that responded positively that didn't book a meeting. Like, we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I was thinking one day, I was like, there are so many people that literally expressed interest in working with us, and we just leave it. We're like, it's just like throwing it away. It's like wasting leads. So I thought there was a better way, because the thing is, we could either spend the time going after brand new prospects that haven't heard about us, that have no idea what we do, and we have to resell ourselves every single time. Or we could just put our attention towards nurturing and getting and engaging the people who already express interest. These are the absolute warmest leads that you have. They're the people who are the most interested. So it would make sense to put time and attention into getting these people onto calls, because it may take just 1 or 2 messages to get them on, while it could take a new person, 10 follow-ups. So as soon as I realized this, I was like, okay, we need to actually put time into this. We're sitting on a gold mine of all these prospects. So the first thing that you really need to put in place, and that we did to actually get to this 116 bookings, is firstly follow-ups. So if you respond positively to someone, or if they respond positively to you and you respond back, let's say you made the pitch, let's say you answered the question, let's say you pitched the call, and they didn't respond, you should follow up at least 5 to 8 times over, with a 1 to 2 day break between each message. Genuinely. Most people do it once, if even that, one follow-up. But the thing is, you can follow up, honestly, until they either say yes, they book a meeting, or they say stop messaging. But we don't want anything in between. We don't want a maybe. We'd rather get a definitive yes or a definitive no. So follow up, I'm telling you now, at least 5 to 8 times. And all it is in the follow-ups is just like it's just a bump. Saying, hey, just wanted to check if you got this. Hey, sometimes open up for next week. And at the end of every message, just put your calendar link. Just put your booking link. And the thing is, it makes it very easy, right? All we want to do is get their attention back. And then it's going to get their attention back to the initial email that we sent, the initial conversation in that flow. And then, just reminding them that you exist, honestly. And by doing that, following up 5 to 8 times, I genuinely believe that you could increase your positive response to booking rate by 10 to 30%. Genuinely. And the next thing is nurturing. So after these prospects, they still might not reply. Okay, they still might not reply. And the thing is, while you could give up on them, I wouldn't recommend it, because again, they express interest. So what you want to do is put them on a long-term nurturing sequence. And what we do what I do personally, is for every single positive reply and every single person that booked a call, they get added to my email list automatically. And the way I did this was I just made a Zap, right? Zapier is an automation tool. And every time someone books a meeting, they get added to my ConvertKit, the email sending tool. And whenever they respond positively or they book the meeting, they just get added. So with that email list, every single time I post a video, every single time I have an announcement, they get that email. Now they can unsubscribe, absolutely. But what I get is a list that just accumulates over time. And every single week, every single time I send a new message to that list, they get notified, right? And because they get notified, it just gets their attention back. And I give them value, I give them tips that actually help. And if you want to join the list, book a meeting, and you'll get access to all of that. But besides that, it allows the long-term nurturing, because the thing is, people might know you exist, people might remember you, but they're just still a bit hesitant on whether it's worth their time. So by giving value every single week, it just allows them to build that trust and then go from there. And what you can do using this is schedule regular email blasts. So let's say every week, every 2 weeks, every month, we do it every month, where every single month we have a list of case studies, case study videos, recent wins, new clients signed, and we just send it to the entire list. And we say, hey, this is what we've done over the last month. If you want to watch the videos, you can click here. And otherwise, if you want to get started, by all means, book a time. It's very simple. And it's really just to get their attention again. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. All you want to do is just stay top of mind. So these are the exact methods that we use to book over 100 meetings in 30 days, and the exact system that we use to take an interested prospect, an engaged prospect, a positive lead, and turning them into a booking. So hope you found this video useful. And if you want more videos like this, you can just check the channel for more and subscribe to be notified whenever a new video comes out. And if you want some more information on how we grow agencies extremely quickly on a pay and results basis, you can just check the link in the description, and that'll give some more information about what we do.